Let's walk through swapping out that back tire. You're gonna need a 5mm Allen wrench, a 14mm wrench, and a 17mm wrench to get this done. First, let's remove the chain cover. Take your 5mm Allen wrench, unscrew the bolts holding it in place, and just lift that cover off. Next, grab your 14mm wrench to hold the bearing on one side of the tire, while using the 17mm wrench on the other side to loosen the nut. Once that's loose, go ahead and remove the rear axle, chain adjusters, both sides, spacers, and the tire itself. Now for the reassembly. Start by popping one chain adjuster into the hole on one side of the frame. Slide the rear axle through the chain adjuster, through the frame, then add the longer spacer and the wheel. For the other side, put the rear axle and the shorter spacer into the center of the wheel, where the brake disc is. Line everything up so the wheel center matches with the frame and slide that axle all the way through the frame on the brake side. Next, insert the other chain adjuster into the hole on the frame, slide it onto the rear axle, and screw the nut back onto the rear axle. Now, place the chain onto the rear sprocket and give the rear wheel a spin until the chain sits snugly in place. If the chain feels a little off, grab a 10mm wrench or needle nose pliers to fine-tune the chain adjuster until everything feels right. Once it's good, use your 14mm and 17mm wrenches to tighten the rear axle and nut. Lastly, finish up by securing the chain cover back in place and tightening those bolts with your 5mm Allen wrench. And there you have it, back tire replaced and ready to roll.